whole life suddenly starts behaving in ways you never expected? Could aging be silently reshaping their mind, emotions, and habits in ways no one warns us about? Aging is often portrayed through soft filters, gentle smiles, silver hair, and the presumed wisdom of experience. But beneath these familiar images, aging is a profound journey through shifting emotions, altered perspectives, and subtle behavioral changes that catch even the closest loved ones by surprise. When someone you've admired your entire life, a parent, grandparent, or mentor, begins to behave in ways that seem foreign or unsettling, it's natural to wonder, what's really happening beneath the surface? For most of us, the first signs of aging that we notice are physical: slower movements, graying hair, or the occasional forgetfulness. But aging is not just a matter of the body, it is a deep transformation of the mind and spirit. It's a process that quietly rewrites the script of a person's life, reshaping the way they feel, think, and interact with the world. One of the most striking changes that often occurs is emotional bluntness. The person who once navigated every conversation with tact and diplomacy may now speak with an unfiltered honesty that feels jarring. This isn't simply a lapse in manners or a decline in social skills. Rather, it's the gradual fading of the need to impress or appease others. After decades of living within the boundaries of social expectations, many seniors reach a stage where their inner truths outweigh the desire to conform. What might sound harsh or inappropriate to younger ears is often just the uncensored voice of a lifetime's worth of experiences. Another transformation comes in the form of hoarding. It's easy to dismiss the accumulation of objects as a sign of messiness or stubbornness. But for many older adults, every item carries a memory. A birthday card from a grandchild, a faded photograph, a kitchen gadget used for years. Letting go of these things feels like erasing pieces of their identity, fragments of a past that grows more precious as time marches on. The act of holding on becomes a silent rebellion against the relentless erosion of memory and meaning. Privacy, too, takes on new significance in the later years of life. The elderly may shut down emotionally, keeping secrets or withholding feelings. This isn't a lack of trust, but a deeply rooted fear, the fear of being judged, misunderstood, or perceived as weak. Vulnerability, which was once shared with ease, becomes a risk they are less willing to take. In a world that often overlooks or dismisses them, their inner world becomes a sanctuary, fiercely guarded against intrusion. Exaggerated complaints about trivial matters may seem like a plea for attention, but beneath the surface lies something more complex. As the emotional threshold lowers with age, the smallest discomforts can feel overwhelming. Their world is shrinking, and with it, their ability to process the everyday frustrations that once rolled off their back. These complaints are not cries for sympathy, but expressions of an internal fragility rarely acknowledged. Repetition becomes another hallmark of aging minds. When elders retell the same stories, it's not always a sign of forgetfulness. Instead, these memories are lifelines to moments when they felt valued, capable, and involved. In a world that often overlooks their contributions, these stories are anchors, a way to affirm their place in the tapestry of family and history. Social withdrawal is another change that is easily misunderstood. When someone who once thrived on gatherings begins to decline invitations, it's not always due to boredom or apathy. The modern world can feel alienating, fast-paced, and impossible to keep up with. The exhaustion of trying to fit in, of not understanding new technology or social dynamics, can push them toward solitude. Sometimes it's simply easier to retreat than to struggle to belong. Resistance to help is a common yet complex response. Even when it's clear they need assistance, many seniors cling fiercely to their independence. Accepting help can feel like admitting defeat, a surrender of autonomy that they have spent a lifetime building. It's not about being stubborn, it's about holding on to the last vestiges of self-determination in a world that increasingly treats them as fragile. Nostalgia, too, takes on a protective function. Comparing the present to the good old days is more than reminiscing. It's a way to defend against the sting of irrelevance. As society rushes forward, leaving old values and skills behind, many elders find comfort in recalling a time when their role was clear, their contributions acknowledged, and their identity unshakable. Criticism of younger generations is often misunderstood as bitterness or grumpiness. But beneath the surface, it's a shield, a way to mask the pain of feeling left behind, of witnessing a world they no longer recognize. It's easier to criticize than to admit to feelings of loss or inadequacy. Silent resentment can build as regrets surface, dreams unfulfilled, words left unsaid, paths not taken. This internal reckoning can manifest as frustration, mood swings, or sudden outbursts, yet it is rarely shared openly, buried instead beneath layers of pride and self-preservation. Mood swings may become more pronounced, not necessarily because of mental illness, but as a response to loneliness and grief. Watching friends, siblings, and lifelong companions pass away is a silent sorrow, an ever-present reminder of life's impermanence. Each loss chips away at their sense of security and belonging, leaving emotional wounds that are difficult to heal. Finally, there is the quiet withdrawal, not just from social life, but from emotional engagement itself. Some seniors begin to draw inward, as if preparing for a gradual farewell they can't articulate. They may seem distant or unreachable, but often they are simply processing the enormity of the changes within and around them. These behaviors are rarely depicted in media, rarely discussed openly, and often misunderstood by even the most loving families. But recognizing them for what they are, not flaws, but reflections of unspoken fears, deep introspection, and the struggle to maintain dignity, can open the door to empathy and deeper connection. By acknowledging the complex, sometimes uncomfortable realities of aging, we can offer the understanding and support our elders need. It's time to move beyond the sugar-coated narratives and instead embrace the truth. Aging is a profound, challenging, and deeply human journey. Only by seeing it clearly can we truly honor those who have come before us, supporting them with compassion, patience, and love in the final chapters of their lives.